So here's the brand new edition that's been updated and expanded of Activating a Prophetic Lifestyle. When I first came out with this book in 2013, it was more like a notebook that I put in book form. I wanted to have something available to put in the hands of students and people who are wanting to learn more about activating a prophetic lifestyle. And ever since then, I've been working hard to really get it to a finished state, which I really feel like it's arrived now, thanks to a team of editors and people who are encouraging me in the book and giving me counsel and advice about how to kind of frame it to get it to where it really needed to be. And I'm really excited to bring it to you today. The foreword is written by Blake Healy. He's the author of The Veil. You might have read his book or seen it around. It's excellent. It talks about seeing in the Spirit. Here's what Blake had to say. I don't know that I've ever read a book on the prophetic that so excellently illustrates both the depth and the breadth of God's voice. One of my really good friends, Scott Thompson, also gave me an endorsement. You can check his book out. It's called Words of Knowledge Made Easy. It's a really just great street manual to have with you just to kind of pull out of your pocket and activate the gift of word of knowledge. He said Dave Edwards is a very passionate and prophetic leader. And the whole book, the whole idea just feels more complete. I added a study guide to it. That way you can, if you and your buddy, you have a group of people who are really pressing into the prophetic, you guys can get together. All the study guide answers are in the back. It's got note space as well if God starts to speak to you. And really this just is designed to be a tool for you to activate that prophetic voice. One of the things I talk about in the manual is the prophetic gift is kind of like a cell phone. Honestly, a lot of people always wait for God to speak to them. Well, if we have a cell phone, I can not only receive a call, I can make the call. God has given us the gift. It is ours to tap into. One of the things that I believe we tap into are His thoughts. He's always thinking about us, about creation, all these awesome and amazing thoughts. And if I have the ability or have my antenna up, if I have good cell reception, I can tap into those thoughts and share those thoughts with those around me and encourage them and actually see heaven invade earth through the translation of God's thoughts to those around me. We get into the components of prophecy, revelation, interpretation, and application. Revelation is the prophetic word itself. Interpretation, in a lot of instances, is actually the gift of word of knowledge, and the way to apply the revelation and the interpretation to someone's life or application is actually oftentimes a word of wisdom. And you'll see these gifts kind of flow together. And just like a master mechanic, one of the things I do in the book is I break each component down so you can identify the individual parts and how they work. Then we put it all back together so you can flow interchangeably when you release the prophetic. We talk about different ways that God may speak to you: dreams and visions, glimpses and gazes, thought trances and ecstasies, and thoughts and imaginations. And these are just descriptive ideas found in Scripture or ways that I use to illustrate my own personal time of how God has spoken to me, trying to give some vocabulary and definition to help you recognize it in your life and to activate it in your life. And all of this of just learning how God speaks, how to deliver a word, what part of the vision or word that you see you should share with the person you're prophesying to, and what part of it you might save for later, and the other part of it you might save for or add to your own walk. Every single prophetic word is multidimensional with different layers, because everything that comes from heaven isn't one-dimensional. It's multifaceted. It's got all these extra hidden nuggets of truth that as soon as a prophetic word influences the earth, that word will continue to expand and build the purposes of God's kingdom just continually if you'll steward it, if you'll recognize it. Don't let it be a one-time experience. Get a prophetic journal or something you can write down and take with you just to keep that word going and going and going. I had a professor in Bible school named Dr. Gladstone, and he said a prophetic word is like a rock that someone skips across the water, and it bounces and it bounces and it bounces from fulfillment to fulfillment to fulfillment until it splashes into its ultimate fulfillment. So there's momentum behind everything that's spoken from heaven. We're seated in heavenly places. We have access to the mind of Christ, and if we have access to His mind, to the Creator, to the Son of Man, the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords, this fiery, awesome Jesus. It says the testimony of Jesus is the spirit of prophecy. And when we begin to prophesy, we unleash the ministry of Jesus in the earth. So we activate the gifts. Then we talk about living that lifestyle. When I prophesy, with words, that becomes something that can affect those around me. But not only can I do that, my life, my vocation can be a prophetic demonstration to the earth. When I prophesy with words, that's a revelation. When I prophesy with my actions, that's a prophetic lifestyle. And so we learn how to just activate that. We talk about the prophetic realm, living in heavenly places, and how your entire life can demonstrate that, and you can activate a prophetic lifestyle. So check it out one more time, get a good look. It's available on Amazon.com. It's also available on our brand new ministry website, which is revivalism.net. My buddy's books are available on Amazon as well. It's also available in Kindle version in ebook format, so check that out. Thanks for hanging out, and if you've read the first one, this one, it'll be just an upgrade and an expanded chance for you just to go deeper. Check it out. Thanks a lot, guys. See you later.